friends, welcome to day 17 of Vlogmas. I think it's 17, yeah. I want to do a book tag today. I was looking to see, and I have my laptop in front of me. I was looking for some holiday related book tags. I have several book tags I've been tagged in that are not holiday specific. So I'm going to hold those for probably January. But I saw this one on, I want to say Books of Amber. I'll link her below. And this is the 12 Days of Christmas book tag. So it's based on the song. The first one is A Partridge in a Pear Tree favorite standalone book. So I had a hard time with this one because it also fits for the last question in this tag, but I have another one that fit that one too. So we're just going to put it here, and that is The Marriage Portrait by Maggie O'Farrell. I'm putting pictures in of most of the books. I've got a few to hold up, but I'm not gathering them all from my bookshelves just because limited energy, limited spoons. So we're not going to pick them out and then put them all back. So pictures it is. The Marriage Portrait by Maggie O'Farrell is a literary historical fiction based on a real person in a real situation back in the, this is probably why I need the book. I want to say it was like the 1500s. And it's basically a story of a girl, she's young, who is married off to a someone important, someone in the royal family, and about her treatment as a woman, you know, it wasn't good, and her relationship with her husband that kind of changes, and ultimately she is put in a situation where she has to basically fight for her life, fight for her worth as a woman. And I love Maggie O'Farrell's writing. It's beautiful and impactful, and I just loved everything about it. And the ending was really good too, which is the last question, but we'll get there. Two Turtle Doves, fictional on the OTP. I don't know what that means. In Atlanta, it means outside the perimeter, but favorite ship. So this one I thought of immediately, Catherine of Aragon, the True Queen, which is the first in the 6 Tudor Queens series by Alison Weir. I've read 2. Yeah, I need to catch up in that series. Well, it's done. There's all 6 are out. I need to catch up with the ones I own. I think I own through 4. But the reason I put this as a book, a favorite that involves a ship, is because in the beginning, she's basically being delivered to Henry's brother, who she was promised to, betrothed to. And I just remember that scene and, you know, all of her expectations and what's going to happen, and, you know, the unknowns, just her thinking. And so far of the 2, that's my favorite of the 6 Tudor Queens books. So 3 French Hens The favorite trilogy. So I looked back through my books and I don't have a lot that are trilogies on my like read list. They're series, but they're more than 3. There's one that I've read the first 2 books because they've come out. And the 3rd book, I am happy, very happy to see, is coming out in June of 2025. It's called the Black Dawn series, and it's by Adrienne Marie Brown. It's a dystopian, involves a pandemic, a virus. I really loved book 1 called The Grievers. I liked the second one. It's called The Maroons. And then the 3rd one is called The Ancestors. And it comes out June 10th of 2023. And it says, community ideals and magic clash in this follow-up to Grievers and Maroons. And it's the conclusion. So that will be a trilogy, and I'm really excited to read it. It's dystopian. It's got a virus, like a pandemic. It's a lot about grief, as the first one's called Grievers. It's about scarcity. It's about racial injustice. It's about relationships, building new relationships. I really like the main character, Dune, and following them through the series and their grief and their relationships. Just fight for survival every day. So I'm really looking forward to that. And yeah, so I don't have any trilogies that I've completed. And none of this, like I said, none of the series that I am currently reading are just 3, except for that one. So hopefully I'll be able to tell you more about that in June. 4 is For Calling Birds, favorite fictional beast or creature. For this one, I thought immediately of Shark Heart by Emily Haybeck. This was a book that I kind of took a chance on from Book of the Month and was pleasantly surprised. I didn't think I would like it. It's told in kind of vignettes, and like the style was different, and the premise is that there's a genetic difference where the male character is turning into a shark. And it's a process that kind of goes over time, and it's his partner's response to it, kind of their planning, what's going to happen. It's a beautiful love story. It's also about grief, anticipatory grief. Yeah, and I just really loved it. So the next one is 5 Golden Rings, and it is show 5 golden books. So I think I have 5 here. And what I'm going to do is show you some that are on my goals list for 2025. So it's just a little hint of what's coming in 2025, which I will share before the end of the year. I think I'm going to share my goals. We'll see when it comes out, but I will definitely share my goals with you. So these are the 5. They have golden-ish spines. So we have The Happiness Project by Gretchen Rubin, Our Endless Numbered Days by Claire Fuller. This was on my 10 through the end list to get through, and I'm just not going to get to it at this point. Emma Straub, All Adults Here. Everything Belongs to Us by Eugen Grace Wirtz, and Intermezzo by Sally Rooney. So these have some link to my 2025 goals, and you'll have to subscribe and stay tuned. to find out more. All right, so number 6 is Six Geese A-Laying, Rotten Eggs. What's your least favorite book? This one I also thought of immediately. I did not include any of my DNFs because, I mean, in fairness, I did not read the whole book, so I am not going to choose those. One of the first, I want to say it was in the early part of 2024 maybe, I read The Fury by Alex Michaelides, and I am just not a fan. That was my second Alex Michaelides book, and I've since unhauled. So I've read The Maidens was my first one, The Fury was my second, and I also owned The Silent Patient, but I've since unhauled it. I've just decided that he's not an author for me, which is totally fine because others love him and he's got his audience, right? But The Fury made me furious. That's all I can say. I mean, it was just, I just didn't like the story. Didn't need to read it, but I did. And yeah, I did not love that. So number 7 is Seven Swans A Swimming. Show a book with water on the cover. Again, this is from my 2025 goals, which stay tuned, like I said. But I'm going to show you Lisa Sees the Island of Sea Women. It's a beautiful cover, and there's water right down in the bottom. So again, that you'll find out more about why that's out on my goals. I have a shelf that kind of my priority TBR sits on. I don't have a TBR cart, but I have a shelf in my living room that just kind of shows me what I need to prioritize. 8 is 8 Maids A Milking. What fictional food do you wish you could taste? Fictional food. So I couldn't really think of any. It seems like in the Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, they're eating a lot of good things. So I thought of that book. And then I also thought of The Golden Spoon by Jessa Maxwell, because it's a cooking show. And they're always coming up with very interesting recipes. So that's what I thought of. 9 Ladies Dancing, favorite dance between 2 characters. So for that one, I thought of Beach Read by Emily Henry. It was my first Emily Henry, and this year was kind of the year I started looking into romance as a genre that I have never really typically gone towards, but I've read a few this year that I did enjoy. Beach Read, probably one of my favorites. You'll probably see that on my favorites list. I haven't come up with that list yet, but it'll probably be on there. I just really liked the slow burn between the 2 characters that I can't even at this moment remember what their names are. And that's brain fog, not any reflection of the book. But yeah, I just liked how they interacted, you know, kind of enemies to friends to lovers, kind of. So yeah, that would be my answer for that one. 10 Lords of Leaping, favorite book to movie adaptation. Now, I love Anne of Green Gables, the Megan Fellows version from, I think, the 80s, probably. But I've talked about that before on my channel. So I'm going to share my other all-time favorite book to movie adaptation, so much so that it makes me want to go watch it now. And that is Persuasion, the 1995 version with Amanda Root and Kieran Hines. I just love that. I mean, Persuasion is probably my favorite classic. Definitely my favorite Jane Austen. Yeah, I just really, it's a second chance romance. I haven't seen the most recent Persuasion adaptation. I've seen the BBC version and liked that, but the one with Amanda Root in it is probably my favorite. And then 11 Piper's Piping, favorite book to movie adaptation soundtrack. So I don't usually pay attention to soundtracks. I'm just not that musically inclined. But I would say that either of the Pride and Prejudice adaptations, the one with the BBC version with Colin Firth in it, or the one with Keira Knightley in it. I really love instrumental music, and so either one of those I could probably listen to a lot. Also because you can read while you're listening to instrumental music. All right, and so then we've got 12 Drummers Drumming. It's the end of the song. What's your favorite book ending? And this is the one that I said the marriage portrait could also fit for, but I'm going to go with The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. I just love the ending. I love the whole novel, but I love the ending. And it's just, I'm not going to say what happens, but it's perfect. It's perfect for that. And I hope to read Somewhere Beyond the Sea, since I just got it. If you saw my Facebook Marketplace haul, I just got Somewhere Beyond the Sea, and I hope to read that very soon. I am waiting on the audio to come through. I'm on the forever long holds list at my library for that. And I also think I'm going to buddy read that with my friend Jane, probably, because we buddy read The House in the Cerulean Sea. So I'm looking forward to that in 2025. So that was the 12 Days of Christmas book tag, and I'm not going to tag anybody. I know everybody's got their own schedules going on for Vlogmas, the end of the year being so busy. But if you want to, go ahead and do it, and let me know that you did it so I can watch your answers. All right, so as I mentioned, I'm trying to do this 12 Days of Beauty quicker because I don't want to travel with this. So we're doing one every day now instead of every other day. I didn't plan that very well, but we'll get there. We'll get there. I'm still having a great time with this one. We're on number 10, which is this big one up here. So let's see what... Ooh. Oh, goodness. What is this? Interesting. I've never seen these before. These are Olay Cleansing Melt Water Activated Daily Facial Cleanser. There's 32 dissolvable pads in here, and it has vitamin C in it. That's interesting. Soak, activate, wash. This might be good to travel with. So, glad I'm opening this early. And then let's look at 17 for the chocolate. I opened 17 yesterday. Did I open 17 yesterday? You know, I did. I opened the wrong one yesterday, so we're going to 16 today. And it is a little red milk chocolate ball, so that's exciting. I hope you're having a great day. I'm gonna go outside and read for a little bit because it is a beautiful day in Atlanta. I think it's 70 degrees out. And we're gonna go out. I'm gonna read. Mabel will probably bark at something. And yeah, we'll definitely see you tomorrow for Vlogmas Day 18. Have a great night. Bye.